Hello and welcome to making an integer factoring program on your TI-84 or TI-83 calculator. Now before we get into the programming part of this, I'm going to go over a list of hotkeys that you should know and be able to use without having to look back at the beginning while you're doing the program. Some keys in this one will be your second key, your alpha key, your math key, the stow key, which is right above the on switch, the program button, and the stat button above that. Other than that, it's pretty hard to miss the buttons that I'm going to be using. Now, the first thing we're going to be doing is making the program name, which you go to Program, go over to the New column, and click on Create New. Hit Enter. It'll ask us to name the program. We're going to name it Factor, F-A-C-T-O-R. Then once you're done naming it, hit Enter. Now that'll bring up a blank screen which we can start writing code on. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to prompt the number which we want to factor. So to do that, you go to Program, go to I-O, and it'll be the second option here. Hit Enter on prompt. Then we're going to say that's going to prompt the number n. Then once you're done with that, hit Enter. And then we're going to start defining lists here, because this program is going to use a lot of lists in order to display all of its factors at the end of it. So to start a list, we're going to do second start paren. That'll bring up that squiggly paren. You're going to say type in 1, second end paren. You're going to hit the stow key, which I'm just going to refer to as the go to key. Goes to with that arrow there. Then you're going to hit second and 1, which will say that goes to list 1. Then you can just hit alpha period, which brings up a colon. Then we're going to do the next list, which is squiggly paren. Then put in the number n. Then close the list, and they say that goes to list 2, which is second and the second key. Hit Enter to bring up a new line. Then say 2 goes to B, and this is going to be our counter end or test divisor. Hit Enter again. And now we're going to create a label. Go to the program key. Then this should be the 9th option on the CTL. So hit Enter on the 9, which will bring up label. We're going to define it as label A. Hit Enter. Now we're going to bring up some test cases. We're going to start with saying if, which is under program, first option, if B is greater than or equal to, and to do that we go to the second key and hit the math key after that, which will bring up this list of inequalities and equalities, equal to, not equal to. We're going to say the fourth option, which is greater than or equal to, and then if that's greater than or equal to n divided by b, hit Enter to bring up a new line. Hit the program key, second option, which is then. Hit Enter. Then, if that is the case, then we're going to say go to, which is under program, and this is going to be right after the label, which is go to. Hit Enter. Then we're going to say that goes to label B, which we just type in B for. Hit Enter. Then we're going to say else, which is program 3, else underneath then. Hit Enter. Bring up a new line. I'm going to say else if, again first option under program, if n divided by b is equal to the integer, which is under math, hit math. Go to the number column, and that's going to be the 5th option, int here. Hit Enter. If that is equal to int of n divided by b, hit Enter. Then we're going to say then. This is where we're going to start manipulating lists here. So we're going to hit, in order to manipulate a list, we're going to say second stat key, which brings up the list options. We're going to go under the ops column here, and it's going to be the ninth option, which is augment. Hit enter on that. We're going to say augment list L1, comma. We're going to make a new list, which is start paren. Then we're going to say B, end that parenthesis, and then add a regular parenthesis at the end of it. We're going to say that goes to list 1, and then this we're just defining L1 as a list of L1 with the counter or B added as a new component of the list. Bring up a new line, and now we're going to augment the next list. So second stat, under operators, go to the ninth option, augment. Now this time we're going to put the new part of the list in the front part, since we're going backward from the first list. So squiggly paren, n divided by b, and squiggly, comma, L2, end parenthesis. We're going to say that goes to list 2. And then we're going to increase our counter. So alpha b plus 1 goes to b. And that's our new b value. And then after all this is done, we're going to say this goes to program, first option, and underneath label, go to, hit enter. We're going to say that goes to our first label, which is A. If the program is running and this is not the case, then we go program, third option, else, bring up a new line. We're just going to say B, we're just going to add 1 to B. B plus 1 goes to B. And then we're going to go back to A again. Program, go to A. So that defines our recursive loop for checking the divisors and seeing if something is factorable from a certain number. Now to display the lists together, we have to go to the next part of our program, which is going to be under list B. So program, go to label, B. Now for a special case of where n is a perfect square of a number, we're going to make sure that it either is or isn't that case. So first, we're going to check if it is. So if b squared is equal to, which is second math, first option, equal to n, then we're going to augment the list again, but we're only going to do it for one list. So second list, under OPS, go down to the ninth option, augment, list 1, comma, we're going to add b to this, so parens b, end paren, end paren. We're going to say that goes to the new list 1. And then to display the lists as one single list at the end of the program, we're going to say augment, again, second stat, augment, list L1, comma, and list L2, end parenthesis. We're going to say that goes to a new list, list 3. Make a new label to go to at the end of the program. I usually use the theta marker for any label that is at the end, so that's my preference. You can choose any label you want that isn't already a label. I'm going to say go to label theta, which is just theta. Then else, then just augment the lists together. Second stat, augment, list L1, comma, L2, and that goes to list 3. Then we set the label theta at this point, which is label theta. Then we're just going to say it returns L3. You just type in L3, and here is the part where our code is finally finished. Hit second mode to get out of the program. And now we can check to see if it actually works. To get to it, hit program key, and then to find it, hit alpha F, which will bring up any program with the name that starts with the letter F. And once you found it, hit enter again, and it's going to ask us to type in a number to factor. Let's type in a number that we know has a lot of factors already, like 36. Hit enter once you're done, Then here's a list containing all the factors, and unlike just displaying something, you can actually go through the entire list and check to see if all the numbers are there. Should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 36. And then let's test another number which is similarly large but has fewer factors, like 27. And that should display only 4 factors, 1, 3, 9, and 27. And this can also be used as a pseudo-primality test for prime numbers, like say 101. When you check that, it only gives you factors 1 in itself. So this is how you do the factoring program. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more upcoming programs from me.